Glute training. In this video, I want to speak to you about glute training, and glute training is something that's super important. Chances are maybe over the last few months, you've already been making it a big focus and you've made good progress, and now you just want to learn that little bit more. Or maybe it's something you've been ignoring completely, and now only recently you've come around to the fact that you realize, oh, actually, this is quite important. I do need to stop ignoring it. Let's find out how I can go about doing this in the most efficient way. So in this video, I'm going to break down to you why you should be training your glutes, as well as how you can go about training it in the most efficient manner through your training and your nutrition. Although before I get started onto those things, I do want to say if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do subscribe. Otherwise, let's just get stuck in. So let's start off with why you want to be training your glutes. So the first reason why you want to be training your glutes is because it's the largest muscle in your body. So I'm going to give you an example, and this is a common example I've encountered through my years of personal training. I am just an online coach now, but I was a personal trainer for a good few years before I moved just online. And many guys I would meet, and I still have friends like this today, they don't want to train their lower body. They only want to train their upper body. But like I said, the glutes are the biggest muscle in your body. So can you imagine the compensation effect that will eventually happen from you just consistently training upper body and ignoring your lower body? So there's going to be a huge compensation effect eventually, and chances are you are going to eventually injure yourself. You might not care right now, or maybe the person who you know is ignoring their glutes probably doesn't care right now because they feel fine, but eventually it will catch up to them. And then number two, another reason why you want to be training your glutes is because most power that we emit is going to come from the glutes, as well as help improve your posture, improve any potential back pain that you might have, and be a big contributor to athletic performance. So overall, what I'm basically saying is that having a stronger posterior chain, and by posterior chain, I mean your back, glutes, and hamstrings, is going to help contribute. Obviously, it's not going to be the only factor, but it will help contribute to you feeling healthier, better, stronger, more confident, for example. So again, there's many reasons why you want to be making stronger glutes a bigger priority of yours. Anyway, now let's get into more specifics about how you can optimize both your training and your nutrition to help with glute growth. So an optimal glute exercise consists of three things. It should fit your structure, it should have a high degree of stability, and a high potential for loading. Because with those 3 points in place, you can then put forward more effort, more intensity, and be able to progressively overload it more efficiently. And those three things are going to be extremely important when it comes to you building muscle consistently over the long term. And now with that under context, that does mean that the following exercises that I'm about to name you are poor examples of glute exercises, and I'll tell you why. For example, kickbacks on the Stairmaster, jump squats, squatting with cables, vertical leg press, sitting sideways on a horizontal leg press, for example. And the reason why I say some of those exercises are poor glute exercises, think of it like this: you cannot progressively overload a kickback on the Stairmaster. And in fact, I would say that's probably one of the most useless glute exercises ever. Jump squats, they have poor stability. Okay, maybe they have a time and place, but again, they're not good for growing your glutes. And then you sitting sideways on a horizontal leg press, maybe because you saw someone on Instagram do it and they made it look cool. You're just using a machine in a way that it's not made to be used. So again, it's not going to fit your structure very well, and therefore you're not going to get the most out of it. And of course, I'm not just going to name you a bunch of poor glute exercises and then not give you very good ones as well that you do instead want to focus on, because that's what I'm about to get stuck into now. So the following exercises that instead you do want to prioritize when it comes to growing your glutes. And this isn't to say that you need to do every single one I'm about to name, but what I would say is pick at least a few, be consistent with them for at least a good few months, progressively overload them, and you are going to see tremendous glute growth. So some of these exercises are Bulgarian split squats, reverse lunges, forward lunges with a forward leaning torso, Smith machine or barbell split squats, goblet squats, step ups, hip thrusts, glute bridges, and or Romanian deadlifts. And I'm not saying that's a be all and end all list. Of course, there's other really good glute exercises out there that I haven't mentioned, but they are just a few examples of very good glute exercises that you would do well to prioritize, especially compared to the poor examples I gave you. Because with those good glute exercise examples that I gave you, again, a lot of them have a few things in common. They have a high degree of stability behind them. They're all done on a stable surface. There's no jumping, or they're not done on a Bosu ball, for example. They fit your structure well, and maybe one or two might not, but you'll definitely find a few in there that will. And all of them have high potential for loading. And in fact, on that note of exercises and workouts, maybe you can grab my free workout plan as well. So if you want a free workout plan, click the link that's going to be in the caption of this video. That link will take you to my website, and from my website you can grab it. It's not a free booty workout, it's a free full body workout plan, but there are going to be glute exercises in there as well as other very good exercises that you would do well to focus on too. And then you're probably wondering about sets and reps as well. So how many sets should you do of the exercises I just named? Or how many reps should you do? It's very tough to give specifics. Generally speaking, you would do well to probably do 2 or 3 sets of each exercise, take them close to failure, and maybe aim for rep ranges of about 8 to 12. And again, that's generally speaking. In that free workout plan, I do give more specifics because, of course, it's a workout plan I've created for you. Now, with workouts and exercises out the way, let's go into nutrition and how you can optimize your nutrition to help grow bigger, stronger glutes. So within this nutrition section, I'm primarily going to speak about calories and protein. Of course, you want to prioritize your fruit and veg, but that's regardless of your goal. Now, calories and protein, they are going to impact your glute growth more specifically. And calories, you don't want to be in a calorie deficit when it comes to the most efficient way of growing your glutes. Now, being in a calorie deficit, of course, is the only way to lose weight. And in fact, if you're a complete beginner and maybe you've got a lot of weight to lose and you've never done any resistance training before, you could still see really good glute growth, even if you're in a calorie deficit, just because you've gone from doing nothing to doing something. So your body is going to be very sensitive to adaptations from resistance training. But if you've been resistance training for a while now, then again, I wouldn't recommend being in a calorie deficit at the same time. The most efficient environment for your body to be in when it comes to growing muscle is, you could probably say maintenance, better yet, a slight calorie surplus. And if you've never been in an intentional calorie surplus before, that could probably feel a little bit scary to go into, but I promise you, you're going to feel amazing for it. Again, it's only a slight calorie surplus. So I'm not saying eat loads of highly processed foods the entire time. It's just a slight calorie surplus. Keep that protein high and you're going to feel amazing. Your workouts are going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel more energized. And again, you're going to see tremendous muscle growth on the back of it, because muscle gain does happen most efficiently when you're at around maintenance, or better yet, as I said, a slight calorie surplus. So if you don't know how much to aim for when it comes to specific calorie goals, then I also have a free calorie calculator from my website, which you can also click on via the link in the caption that I'm going to leave in this video. So you can check that out and it will give you your calorie goal there. Now, when it comes to specific protein requirements, and of course, protein is very important for a whole load of bodily functions, but we are speaking primarily about muscle gain here. So it's also going to help with muscle gain and recovery. So again, you do want to prioritize protein a lot. But when it comes to specific protein requirements, how much should you aim for? Good question. You should aim for about 0.7 grams to a gram per pound of body weight, or a gram per centimeter of height. I would probably start off with whichever one feels less overwhelming, depending on how experienced you are with tracking your protein intake. If you're not very experienced, again, just start with whichever one feels less overwhelming. If you are experienced when it comes to tracking protein, then I would just start with whichever one you feel makes the most sense for you. On that note, if you are someone who has a lot of weight to lose, then again, you could either go for a gram per centimeter of height, or go for about 0.7 to a gram per pound of your goal body weight, because then obviously the initial body weight goal would maybe leave you with an unrealistic amount of protein to be aiming for. So otherwise, I do hope you found this video helpful. If there's something that you feel like I didn't cover in this video and you would like to hear me go into more depth on it, and again, this video was just basically me putting the whole subject quite simply. I wasn't trying to go into insane depth on anything. But again, if I missed out something that you'd like to hear more about, then of course, just comment below or send me an email, leo@kairos.online, with whatever it is you have in mind, and I'll be happy to speak to you about it. Remember, if you want that free full body workout plan, click the link in the caption of this video. Share this video with your group chat if you found it helpful. Subscribe to the channel as well, potentially. Like this video. Maybe follow me on social media too. Take care, and I'll see you around.